welcome Steve Martin and Martin Short, NBC Tonight.
We
have a shooting victim.
They really have about an hour to getting on that OR table. We need to get him going.
An ETA on ambulances.
10-minute ETA.
Oh my goodness.
Reddington vanished. We need to bring him in.
That's the spirit.
It's hard to believe this is how it ends.
The last name on the blacklist is me.
News.
And now at 11 on the very same day, the Emmy nominations. We speak. Robert, right now in Sherman Oaks, where negotiations are going on as we speak. Robert.
We believe that, Colleen. Remember, we are under a media blackout, and we are here outside of the Galleria, and in buildings behind me is where the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers offices are. And from what we understand, the two sides continue to meet at this hour. I just took a little stroll back there, couldn't get past the security guard to see exactly where they were. But yes, from what we understand, negotiations continued, and yes, from what you mentioned, the deadline is now midnight. The deadline had been extended to give the sides 2 more times to meet, perhaps as many as 2 more weeks to meet, and give them a chance to try and desperately come up with a deal. Because remember, the WGA strike that the writers started 2 months ago, they have not been able to even come to terms, and we understand not even been able to get to the negotiating table. So what we're looking at right now, in the words of one person, is 160,000 actors about to stop working. And if this strike happens, to quote someone else, it will, quote, cripple Hollywood. And that could happen in just about an hour's time if that announcement comes that a strike has been authorized. The membership of SAG-AFTRA voted 98% to say if we don't get what we want and if a deal is not reached to our satisfaction, then yes, we should go on strike. What is at stake here, Colleen? Well, they're looking at more money for streaming residuals. There's a concern about the growing development in artificial intelligence and the use of actors' images without their permission. And of course, there is money. And this all means that they will stand in solidarity with the Writers Guild. And that is one powerful combination. According to someone who is a negotiator with the WGA, if this strike does happen, the best part of that is that it will only put pressure on the alliance to try and come up with a deal. They are trying so desperately to come up with a deal here in Sherman Oaks that yesterday SAG and the alliance announced that they have brought in federal mediators. Listen to what a federal mediator told us today.
We definitely need time to try and run parties through a successful mediation process. It is possible for mediators to suggest to the parties that they postpone a deadline, and I'm speaking purely generically. So I don't know what's going on at the negotiating table today.
Honestly, Colleen, we really don't. We understand, and from what we're still together here, and we are going to be last minute. These do merge together and do go on strike. SAG, AFTRA, and the WGA. This will be the first time there has been this double strike since the Eisenhower administration. We're live tonight here in Sherman Oaks. Colleen, we'll keep you posted as the clock keeps ticking.
All right, Robert, thank you for that. Meantime, Comcast, the corporation that owns our parent company, NBC Universal, is one of the entertainment companies represented by the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers. And some of the employees of the NBC News Group are also represented by the WGA and SAG-AFTRA. Investigators are looking into what caused this two-story apartment building to catch fire in Hollywood tonight. That fire spread to a second building, and people living in 16 units now